There's a special formula for the area of an equilateral triangle. Check it out with me next. Welcome to Math Bytes. I'm Allison, and today we're talking about the area of an equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle has 3 equal sides and 3 equal angles. Because of this, it's very symmetric. And this symmetry allows us to derive a specific formula for its area. So let's take a look. I have an equilateral triangle here with side lengths A, and A. Don't forget they're all equal. The standard form for the area of a triangle is capital A is equal to 1/2 base times height. And our base will just be equal to A, our side length. Okay, so we need to find the height in order to find the area. So I've drawn a diagram here where I've drawn the height, the perpendicular distance from the base side to the opposite vertex. Now, because this is an equilateral triangle, that vertical distance, that height, will bisect the base side and split it into 2 equal pieces. So you'll notice I have 2 right triangles there. We can use the Pythagorean Theorem to find h. So what we have is a over 2 quantity squared plus h squared equals a squared. That's one of our right triangles there. Therefore, h squared is equal to a squared minus the quantity a over 2 squared. So let's just go about simplifying that. So we get that h squared is equal to a squared minus a squared over 4. Combining fractions, we get 4a squared over 4 minus a squared over 4 is equal to 4a squared minus a squared over 4, or h squared is equal to 3a squared over 4. Okay, now I have to take the square root of both sides to find out what h is, and I get that h is equal to the square root of 3a squared over 4, and that is equal to the square root of 3a over 2. Okay, that's what our height h is. We're almost there. Stay with me. All right, now our area is equal to 1/2 base times height. Our base is equal to our side length a. Our height is equal to square root of 3a over 2. So let's plug it in. We get 1/2 times a times square root of 3 times a over 2. And simplifying that, we get the square root of 3a squared over 4. A equals the square root of 3 times a squared over 4 is the area of an equilateral triangle. You can use this formula to find the area of any equilateral triangle as long as you know the side length a. Let's do an example. We have an equilateral triangle here. The area is equal to the square root of 3 times a squared over 4, and in this case our side length a is equal to 6. Okay, so let's plug it in. We get that the area is equal to the square root of 3 times 6 squared over 4. That's the square root of 3 times 36 over 4. 36 over 4 is 9, so we get the square root of 3 times 9, and that rounds off to 15.59 square units. That's all there is to it. Let's do another example. Again, we have another equilateral triangle here, and the area is equal to the square root of 3a squared over 4. And in this case, our side length a is equal to 2.5. So the area is equal to the square root of 3 times 2.5 squared over 4. That's equal to the square root of 3 times 6.25 over 4. 6.25 over 4 is equal to 1.5625, so we have the square root of 3 times 1.5625, and that rounds off to 2.71 square units. This little formula for the area of an equilateral triangle is very handy because all you need to know is the length of the side. That's it for this episode of Math Bytes. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. And if there's something you'd like to ask us or a topic you'd like us to discuss, just send us an email. We're at contactmathbytes@gmail.com, and I will see you next time.